Hey, yo, you don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me. But you will respect me. You know why? Cause I'm a boss.
All right, Nikki Johnson here with URL Radio, and we're doing another Bizman Boss Babes segment. And I'm here with Mija. Is that how you pronounce that?
It is.
Awesome. So let me know who you are, what is your title, a little bit about what you do, and we'll just go from there.
Okay. So my name is Mija, and I am the owner of Pie of Life Consulting. And what that is I am actually a certified life coach. I help adults find the best version of themselves, and what that means for me is to help build tools, skills to reach the goals and the achievement that they want to see within their lives. I am also licensed to teach drug and alcohol education and prevention. So if you have the unfortunate situation where you need to take a 16-hour DUI class or something, that is something that I can provide.
Wonderful. So do you have clients here in Bismarck and Mandan, or do you have clients all over the United States?
Actually, my niche typically is Bismarck, Mandan. I actually like to see people face to face. I like to build that personal relationship with someone, whereas I have done some Skype meetings or Zoom meetings. It doesn't feel the same for me, and I don't feel like you get that true connection with an individual. So I personally, most of my clients are Bismarck, Mandan area, and then referrals from there.
Cool. So for people that don't know the difference between life coaching and counseling, can you share what your viewpoint is on the difference?
Well, my viewpoint on the difference is not to discredit formal counseling. I think there is a great need for it. I think it's very productive in individuals who need to rebuild some of that foundational pieces in regards to personality and behaviors. However, life coaching for me is really about just working with the here and now. What is the goal right now, and what is the best way to accomplish it? Whereas as a coach, I can help strategize and give tools and suggestions. And if that doesn't work for you, we'll try something different. As well as, just as it says, coach. I like to be that cheerleader on the side, cheering someone on, encouraging them, and many times kind of pushing them and, calling BS when they're not wanting to be honest with themselves, being able to put that mirror in front of them and let them know, like, hey, you can do this, and you need to look at this side of things, and really be able to point that out in a very loving, constructive, strength-based sort of way.
So do you have a specific demographic that you're trying to reach at all?
I don't necessarily have a specific demographic. I will say most of my clientele is recovery based, or in recovery or working on recovery. So that is the majority of my clients. But I also have a few of just the random stragglers for just, reaching goals.
So what would you say are the top 3 needs of people that when they come to you? What are they looking for? Top 3 goals?
In recovery, it's really about reliving, learning how to relearn behaviors, learn how to have fun again, learn what that looks like in a sober realm. Many times I think the second major thing that most individuals really need to look at is their boundaries, looking at their boundaries. And a lot of times people don't understand that a boundary is really about building who we are, knowing where we stand and where someone else starts and begins, and being able to be comfortable with setting those boundaries and maintaining them with family, friends, and relatives. And I think the third major thing that I see with most clients is really about communication, effective communication. I think people have a really difficult time with conflict and conflict resolution, and people shy away from their emotions when we're human. We're meant to have these emotions, and so teaching people how to have them in a healthy way, where you can express them in a healthy way, is really important to me. So whether you're in a conflict with someone, it's okay to be in a conflict, and it's okay to be upset with someone, and teaching people how to communicate through that without being degrading and hurtful struggle and using those things that really make us not so healthy.
So what made you decide to become a life coach?
Life. So life has really pushed me in a direction. I do have a website, and it does say Meet Your Coach, so this isn't anything new, but I'm an adult survivor of childhood sexual assault and human trafficking. I also am a survivor. My husband died by suicide. My first husband died by suicide. I am the mother of 3 adult children, and so these are things that have all shaped my life. And I myself was a client of professional counseling. I've worked many years through that. I've also worked really hard at educating myself. I have a bachelor's degree in university studies, minor in psychology, major in addiction sciences. I've educated myself in many different realms to be an eclectic kind of bag of tools. And one day somebody asked me if I would share. And so I was like, sure. And that just kind of really pushed me in the realm of, okay, so what is this that I'm doing? What is this called? And I did some research, and this life coaching kind of thing came up, and I was reading about it, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll just go with that.
That's awesome. So do you have like packages or bundles, or like how many times do people see you, or what kind of services you offer?
Typically, my first session I schedule with somebody is about 90 minutes. And in that 90-minute session, we just really get a good feel for each other and a feel for what that individual goal is. What is it that we're going to work towards? And based on what we're going to work towards would then lead into how many sessions thereafter we would meet, what is the time frame. I do really like to work with SMART goals, the specific, measurable, attainable, timely. So we really kind of put it in that framework of where we want to be and how long do we want to take to get there.
Right, because you probably don't want people to have to keep coming back. You actually want to have them meet their goals and not keep relying on you to help them achieve everything.
Correct. The ultimate goal is really to get people to feel empowered themselves, to use the skills, to use the tools, and to move forward. So it is really, I don't want long-standing clients. I like the idea of having specific and measurable, and granted, some clients may have some issues and struggle with some things, and then we just kind of work towards that. However, with recovery coaching, I do have longer term clients, because that then becomes more of a partnership, a peer-to-peer. If you need help leaning, or if you're struggling with something, I will always be there. So that can go indefinitely if needed.
When people want to get a hold of you, what's your contact information?
So I can be reached directly by phone at 701-751-2400. I do have a website, which is pieoflife.net. I also have an email, which is coach_Mija, M-I-J-A, at pieoflife.net.
And then one last thing, if somebody's watching this and they are struggling, what is something that you would tell them?
Reach out. Reach out to anybody that you trust, that you feel comfortable with, whether it's me or anybody else. I would suggest to reach out. Reach out, and I guarantee that there are more people around you that love you, that want to be there for you, that you don't realize.
Awesome. Thanks.